Are you having some trouble completing the Corrupted Gauntlet? Do you want to make 4 mil an hour? You've come to the right place. Disclaimer. I am not the greatest PvMer in this game, but even I can do Corrupted Gauntlet consistently with this method. Dying in this minigame is not a safe death. You will lose your hardcore status or items stored at Zulrah or the farming guild if you're an ultimate Iron Man. You can compete in the Gauntlet in Prividenus after completing Song of the Elves. To get there, I use my house portal and run to the northeast. Here you'll find the entry portal. When you enter this room, you will see you have a deposit box, a loot chest, and an entrance to the Gauntlet. Right click that for Corrupted. You won't need any gear because you'll be making it yourself in the Gauntlet. Now, before you get started, I recommend you do two things. Enter the Corrupted Gauntlet and mark the tiles at the Singing Bowl. This is where you'll be crafting your gear. And also mark the range, where you'll be cooking your food. This is so it's easier to navigate your way around. Also, I'd recommend you set up your quick prayers to protect from magic and rigor. This is the most common quick prayer setup you'll need. Range will be your main source of damage, and he only casts his prayer deactivation special attack in his magic attack phase. In this room you can also find the tool storage and the water pump. I'll start off by going over the resources that we'll need to gather. For the tier 1 armor set we will need 3 logs, 3 ores and 3 wool. This armor set causes you to take less damage from the Hunlef. Don't bother to aim for the tier 2 armor, it's very unreliable to achieve, definitely when starting out. Build your experience fighting the Hunlef with the tier 1 armor. Whenever I get the 3 logs, I drop my axe. Whenever I get the 3 ores, I drop my pickaxe. This helps me keep track of what I still need to collect. Whenever I get the 3 wool, I just type a W or wool in my chat box. Maybe this isn't necessary if you are on brain damage like me. To turn the materials into the armor, you will also need a total of 120 crystal shards, but you will most likely have obtained those already because you get some shards during every skilling activity. We will also have to acquire some food, 25 paddlefish to be precise. There's 4 fish per pond, so you will need to find 6 ponds. Because we need so many fishing spots, I highly recommend to fish everything that you can find. I type a number of how many fishing spots I farmed in the chat box as well to keep track of this. We will also need to make 3 potions. These potions restore some prayer points and give you the stamina effect. So we will have to make 3 vials, fill them with water, at the watering pump in the starting area or at the fishing spots, pick up 3 herbs and crush 30 crystal shards into crystal dust. When you finish crushing 30 crystal shards, you can drop your pestle and mortar. Now that we went over the basic supplies, let's see this in action. When you get downstairs, you will be around the center of the arena. I recommend making a quick loop around your starting area like this. This way you will have unlocked 5 zones and will most likely have a lot of your supplies already. Try to get as many of the resources as you can. The only thing we really need before moving on is 20 crystal shards and a weapon frame to create a bow. You can get these by killing monsters. If there's a couple of monsters in the room, at least one of them has a weapon frame. I recommend to always use protection prayers, because we will have plenty of prayer but the food is scarce. So when you're done looping around and get back to the entrance room, drop the fish you found by the range and your crafting supplies by the singing bowl. To continue the run, we will make 3 vials and a crystal bow. Now it's time to get some weapon upgrades. Make your way to the edge of the playing field. The closest way is to go straight across from the Hunlef room. In the outside perimeter you will find these demi-bosses. These are the Dark Beast, the Dragon and the Bear. These demi-bosses can only be found in the central 3 zones on the outside of the map. It's randomized every time. So I recommend you to go to the closest edge, check the left side, and then run back through the same room and check the right side. Keep going until you find what you need. The Dark Beast attacks with ranged and will drop the bowstring. The Dragon attacks with mage and drops the orb. And the Bear attacks with melee and drops the spike. These will be used to craft the highest tier of weaponry in the Gauntlet. You will also want to pick up an extra weapon frame that these bosses drop to make your second weapon. You will need 2 tier 3 weapons, so you'll be able to trigger him switching prayers. The bowstring is a must. It's a ranged weapon which makes it a lot easier to get hits in and it's extremely accurate. The DPS of the staff and the halberd are pretty much the same, so if you can I would definitely aim to get the staff because it's hard to get hits in with the melee crystal halberd. When you're looking for your Dark Beast and your Dragon, you will want to finish getting your supplies along the way. Pick up anything you still need and definitely make at least 1 potion because you will run out of run energy. Don't worry, just have a sip. When you have everything you need, activate the teleport crystal to teleport to the starting area. Drop some of your fish and pick up all of your crafting supplies. Make the tier 1 helm, body and legs. Upgrade your crystal bow and your secondary weapon to perfected tier. If you don't have enough crystal shards, you're gonna have to find a nearby monster to kill. Pick up as many paddlefish as you can carry and spam click the range to cook them. Now it's time to fight the Hunlef. Look at what he is spraying and choose your weapon accordingly. The first action you will have to take after attacking is switching prayers, so keep your prayer tab open. The fight is a lot easier when he is hitting you from the corner, so if you can, try to wait to enter the room until the middle area is clear. The Hunlef will attack with ranged or magic. But if you get underneath him, he will slap you with a stomp attack. So try to stay a tile away. He will always attack in cycles of 4 hits. He starts off with 4 ranged hits, then 4 mage, then 4 ranged, then 4 mage, and so on. I recommend you keep counting the 4 out loud during the entire fight. Simple enough, right? Well, he also uses some special attacks. These special effects have to be counted when counting to 4. So if he does 3 magic hits for example, and then a special attack, that means the next incoming hit will be ranged. The first special attack is where he stomps his feet and summons a couple of these beams that chase you around the room. Whenever you stand in these beams, you will take damage every tick. The beams can merge together, making it look like it's only 1 beam, but it's actually 3 stacked on top of each other. Don't try to tank that for 2 ticks, keep moving at all times, but try to get some hits in between moving. The second special attack he uses is shooting this bright purple ball. He will only use this special attack in his mage phase. The ball will deactivate your prayers. Just click on your quick prayers. Do note that if the purple ball spec is the 4th attack in his magic phase, you will need to pray from range next. The third mechanic at play here is that he turns the floor to lava. This does not count as an attack when counting to 4. He will color some tiles red, and after a short delay they will turn to yellow. If you stand on yellow tiles, you will also take damage each tick, so again, you have to keep moving. And on top of all that, he uses protection prayers. Every 6 hit with a style he isn't praying against will force him to switch prayers. Good luck on your fight. Now, I definitely tried to get more comfortable at this in the normal Gauntlet before moving on to the corrupted version. Now here are some other quick tips that might help you. If you already have the orb from killing the dragon, and you come across another dragon, there is a chance that that dragon will drop the bowstring. So if you're running out of time, you might try your luck by killing 2 dragons. You can run through the beams if the beam is 1 tile away from you. After drinking a potion dose, you can decant the leftover 2 dose when running around the outer edge into the other 2 potions. That will give you 4 dose potions and saves you an inventory spot for an extra food. If the floor is lava, position yourself so you can run away in a long straight line, giving you the option to calmly attack the Hunlef at least once as you run into the distance, away from the beams. In the beginning, don't try to activate Augury or Piety, just stick to Rigor at all times to make it simpler on yourself. You can use the Runelight plugin NPC indicators to highlight the tiles where you will be into his stomp range, so don't walk on those tiles. If you managed to complete your first corrupted gauntlet thanks to this video, please do share in the comments, and a subscribe is always appreciated. Thanks for watching.